Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. So I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Good evening and welcome to the session. I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Good evening. So welcome everyone to this section of Daily Current Affairs. And in today's session, the topics which we are going to discuss, let us have first a look at this. We are going to discuss about some very important topics today. The first one is entry to pack Silica and the message which is there. Like India has been invited to pack Silica. We have discussed about this in the past. But here we will try to see some other also issues with related to this portion. Second part is the road accidents in India. So there is a very comprehensive article with respect to this in Indian Express, which is talking about this road accidents in India, the causes of fatalities and all other things. So we are going to talk about the second topic. Third topic which we are going to talk about is Commonwealth of Nations or the Commonwealth Nations. We will try to see what is this organization and what is the significance of this organization in the present times. Then we are going to talk about MG Narega and women versus VBG Ramji bill or the new act which is there. So we are going to talk about all these things in today's session. Now let's start. Let us start with the first part. Let us start with this first thing. So here we have this first thing. Parliament can create a new state through a constitutional amendment. Parliament can create a new UT without a constitutional amendment. So which of the statements given above are correct? Under Kambal. Is it that much cold? Is it that much cold? Like last day or perhaps in today's newspaper itself, there was this news article that in Delhi, it has recorded the lowest temperature in this year. Temperature has been below 3 degrees Celsius. So what's the temperature in your area? Anyone who have got this 0 degrees Celsius in your town, in your locality? 0 or minus degrees Celsius? B option, A option. If we look at this, Parliament can create a new state through a constitutional amendment. This is wrong. There is simple law which is required for this. There is a simple law which is required for this. There is no such requirement of a constitutional amendment. The first option is incorrect. Second is correct. Can create a new UT without even a constitutional amendment. So second option is correct here. First option is incorrect. So here the answer is B option, that is 2 only. A carbon credit is provided on reduction of 1 ton of carbon dioxide emission. A carbon credit scheme can ensure the achievement of net zero target of countries. Lowest temperature 4 degree. In afternoon it feels warm at room. In Delhi also, like from the last 2-3 days, it is like proper sunshine. During the daytime it is proper sunshine, but many a times during this evening and night the temperature falls off. The temperature goes to like 2 degree 3 degrees Celsius. Ten to 12. Okay. Now here we have the question number 2. C option, both 1 and 2. Now, if we talk about the second question, a carbon credit is provided on reduction of 1 ton of carbon dioxide. This one part is correct. Here it says that a carbon credit scheme can ensure the achievements of net zero target. Don't you think that is a little bit more extreme? That this can help to achieve the net zero target. It can help in reduction of carbon dioxide. That is true. But can it help in the total achievement of this net zero target? Can it help in achievement of net zero target? It's fine that it can help. It can help in reducing the carbon emission, but having net zero is something much more ambitious. So this second option is incorrect. Answer is option number A. Carbon markets are an effective tool for fight against climate change. Establishment of carbon market is required under the provisions of Paris Treaty. Carbon markets are an effective tool for fight against climate change. Establishment of carbon market is required under the provisions of Paris Treaty. B option. I think you all know about this one part, that B option will be correct here. Both statements are correct. Both of these are correct, but they are not explaining the statement 1. So hence the answer will be option number B. So here the correct answer is option number B. Now, as you know, today there was no Hindu newspaper. There was no Hindu newspaper today. So we are discussing the articles from Indian Express. And they are very good articles today in Indian Express. The first one which we have is with respect to this India's entry to Pax Silica. So can you tell me what is Pax Silica? A few days back we have discussed about this Pax Silica. So can you tell me this one thing? What is Pax Silica? What is this Pax Silica? What is this Pax Silica? Anyone? There are two organizations in the recent times. One is Pax Silica Group. India, like see, this Pax Silica and Minerals Security Partnership. There are two groups. Mineral Security Partnership. This is a US-led initiative. It is for artificial intelligence. It is for critical minerals and related things. Okay, regarding supply chain of semiconductor, rare earth elements, critical minerals, artificial intelligence, etc. etc. So that is Pax Silica. Now, if you look at this, there was no initial invite to India. No initial invitation to India. In these two groups, you will find that there was no initial invitation to India. There is no such initial invitation to India. You will find this one thing, that India joined, or India was invited later. India was invited later. So there was a late invitation to India to join these initiatives. Why India was invited? There are multiple factors: geopolitics, the size of Indian economy, many things are there. There are many factors which led to invitation of India in these groups. One of the factor is the huge economy size which India is having, the large domestic consumer market which India is having, plus the geopolitics of the world right now. There are three factors which are there in favor of India. In this case, you will find that there are three factors which are in favor of India. One is the economy. One is the domestic market. And of course, the geopolitics. So these factors led United States to invite India to this group. And of course, geopolitics has a major game here. Now, these three factors are true that they have led to India's invitation to these groups of Pax Silica and even this the mineral security partnership. But now here there is this one question, that why India was not invited in first place? Why India was not invited in first place? Why India was not invited in the first place? You may say right now that Pax Silica was brought in at the time of US President Donald Trump, and the relations between India and US have not been very much good. So maybe that is the reason that India has not been invited to this group. That since the relations between India and US has not been quite good, so perhaps this is the reason why we didn't get invited to Pax Silica. But this mineral security partnership, it was launched during the time of presidency of Joe Biden. And when he was the president of United States, India's relations with US was quite good. And despite having a good relations, we have not been able to be invited in this mineral security partnership, in the first place. So why? Why India has not been invited? Why India has not been invited? There is one factor which is there. There is lack of critical edge technology. There is lack of critical edge technology. When we talk about these initiatives, there is one thing: you need to have critical edge technologies or huge reserves of mineral. Lack of huge reserves of mineral. Lack of significantly huge reserves of minerals. Huge reserves of minerals. We do have minerals, but we don't have the huge reserves. Second thing, we are not having the critical edge technology. There is lack of advanced manufacturing capability. There is a lack of this advanced manufacturing capabilities. So this is one thing. We don't have the experience in terms of technology, means we don't have the expertise. We do have technology, we do have the minerals, we do have many things, but we are not having, or we are not setting the global example in these things. We are not setting the global examples in these things, neither in technology, not in reserves, not in manufacturing capability. Now, if we look at this, this is something which is not in our hand. This is something which is not in our hand. If we are not having mineral reserves, we cannot have it. Okay, that is as simple. If we have not been provided with the mineral reserves in geographic terms, we cannot change it. But see here, there is a lesson here. Look at Japan. Japan is having no such significant reserve of anything. Japan is one such country which is having no such mineral reserves, no such thing which is an asset. What they have actually, they have the technology. They have the human capital. So they are having the human capital, they are having the technology. And that is like the major power of Japan. That is why you will find that Japan is part of most of the major groups. In fact, you see that such a small country, and it is still one of the largest economies of the world. It is one of the largest economies of the world with such a small country. So this is one part why we are not getting invited. So this is one of the reason we are not having that much capability, that much expertise. Okay. Like if we talk about this, let me show you one example. When we are talking about Japan and South Korea, they are having semiconductor manufacturing. Netherlands, chip making lithography machines. Australia, critical minerals. Singapore, global logistics hub. Israel, UAE, UK, innovation and AI ecosystem. So when we are looking at these nations which have been invited to the Pax Silica, why they have been invited? Because they are the leaders. They are one of the very strong countries in these fields. When we talk about Japan and South Korea, they are known for semiconductor manufacturing. When we talk about Netherlands, chip making. When we talk about Australia, geographically quite important, they have huge amount of minerals. When we talk about other countries, UK, Israel or UAE, they are the ones which have AI ecosystem, we have the innovation ecosystem. So although of course we have been invited because we have other factors in play, we have the geopolitics, we have the economy size, we have the largest consumer base. So all these factors are then in our favor. But see, we are joining them more as a consumer. So even if we are joining these like groups, they are not going to be dependent on us. They are not going to rely on us for any technology or anything. In fact, we are more of a consumer of these things rather than the policymakers or developer of these things. So this is one part, what we actually see, what is the difference between the other members of Pax Silica and India. So that is one part which we have to see in the case of this, so what we have to do? We will be part of many groups in the future also. We will be try to make part of many things. So what is the thing which India must do in order to become a reliable, a strong partner which cannot be ignored? Which cannot be ignored. So here you can see that we need to invest in critical mineral security. We need to build semiconductor fabrication and advanced manufacturing. We need to protect sensitive technologies and infrastructure. We need to strengthen trusted technology ecosystem, develop AI and digital infrastructure capacity. These are the things which are the future. These are the futuristic technology. And if India wants to take that leap, if India wants to be there in that global race, not just a consumer, but a policy maker, that India needs to invest in all these things. So I hope this one part is clear. That what is this message from this grouping of Pax Silica? Geopolitics is good. We will be part of these things for some time. But then if we have to maintain our relevance, if we have to remain a very much powerful, a very much relevant country, we cannot ignore these aspects. So this is one of the first topic. I hope this one is clear. Any doubt in this? यूपीएससी का फॉर्म कब तक आएगा? How would I know about this, Mohammed Sakim? How would I know about this? That when they are going to release the UPSC form. So this is our first topic with respect to the critical minerals which we are having. Sorry, with respect to the packed silica or any groupings which are there in the world. No comment on that. No comment on that, Kumar Shyam. Now, coming to this one part, the road accidents in India. Okay. So again, there is a very good article here with respect to road accidents in India, that what are the factors which are responsible for road accidents in India. So like let's talk about this road accident figure a little bit. If you look at this, like 59% accidents, 59% accidents on the road, okay, there is not because of traffic violation. This is not because of traffic violation. This is not because of traffic violation. So then what is the cause? Okay. It is because of road engineering. 59% of the accidents in India is because of road engineering. Second thing, which is also there, that 53% accidents on the road, 53% accidents are between 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Means in just 6 hours, in just 6 hours time, there is 53% accident. It means there is some issue with the lighting. There is issue with poor lighting, fatigue and visibility. It means poor lighting, visibility issue, and also many people feel this fatigueness at this time when they are driving and they are feeling this fatigueness. So this is the part, 53% accidents are taking place on these things. Then you will find that like India ranks first. When we talk about this, India is ranking first. So if you look at this, India ranks first in the world in road accident. India, we have the first rank. We have the first rank in road accident related deaths. And here you will see one thing, like you will find this one thing, that in the case of India, the accidents which are there, okay, accidents which are there, like there has been death of 3.5 lakh people between 2023 to 2024. In 2 years, 2023 to 2024, there is death of 3.5 lakh people. There is death of near about 3.5 lakh people. So this is one thing. India is having the first rank in road accident related deaths. And there, this one part, see this one part, on an average, 1.75 lakh people, on an average, 1.75 lakh people are dying due to road accidents in India. Approximately 1.75 lakh death people are dying because of road accidents in India. So who will you compare India with? Like if we have to compare India, so which countries will be the parameter? China and US. You cannot compare India to Namibia or Kenya or Nigeria. You have to compare with equal partners. So let's compare India and China and Pakistan. Sorry, India, China and US. India, China, and US. India is having around 1.75 lakh deaths annually. Approximately on the basis of 2023-24 figure. On the basis of 2023-24 figure, if we look at this, we have a death of 1.75 lakh people annually. When we talk about China, China has got 36% and US has got 25% of this figure. The death in China is just 36% of 1.75 lakh. It means near about one third. Near about one third means around 60,000, approximately around 60,000, approximately. Okay. So they have got around 60,000 deaths annually. In case of United States, the number of deaths due to road accidents are 1/4 of it. It is near about 1/4 of it. So it comes around near about 45,000 approximately. So this is the number of deaths in US and China as compared to India. As compared to India. So this is one part of it. This is one part of it. Now, if we talk about this, which state in India is having the highest number of road accidents? Can you guess? आज हिंदू नीड लीव पे था तो हम लोगों ने इंडियन एक्सप्रेस को फॉलो किया है. तो कैन यू गेस द स्टेट विथ मैक्सिमम डेथ और स्टेट विथ मैक्सिमम रोड एक्सीडेंट? State with maximum road accidents. Any guess about this? Which is the state with maximum road accidents? Of course, we have our Uttar Pradesh. So this is one thing. If we look at this, the state with highest number of road accidents. So if we look at this, it is Uttar Pradesh. Now, there is another part. In the recent times, there has been a focus. No, Bihar is interestingly not in the list, just because of the road system in Bihar. In Bihar, the road systems are built in such a manner that you will not be going for rash driving. Like when you do the rash driving is more common when you are having very smooth roads, very well functioning highways and everything. So in Bihar, there is proper mechanism in order to stop any such rash driving at most of the places. So that's why Bihar is not even there in the top 5. Okay. So Bihar is not even there in top 5. Now here if we look at this, when we're talking about the road accidents in India, there is another part here. Like government has been saying that we have got so many schemes. We have got so many programs. We have got the 108 ambulance also. 108 ambulance also. So in this case, if you find this one thing, 8 out of 10 people have not used 108 ambulance service. So means those 10 people out of 8 people who have undergone some accident. If there are 10 people who have gone into accidents, so 8 out of them have not used the 108 ambulance, which is for road fatalities or road accidents. So we have this 108 ambulance service. So what people are relying on? Most of the people are relying on private ambulances or other means. Okay. So people here are relying either on this private, there is relying, they rely on private ambulances or vehicles. Private ambulances or vehicles. So 80% people, you can imagine from this that 80% people have to rely on private vehicles or private ambulances. So that is also one thing which we see here. So this is one part. Now here you will find that there is another important part. The road organizations in India, the road building organizations in India like National Highway Authority or Ministry of Road Transport, state departments, they have been able to identify some crash prone sites. There are some locations in which accidents may happen. So it has already been identified by the government that there are certain locations in which accidents are likely to happen. And you know what? Despite all the arrangements, despite having the knowledge of this fact that there are certain areas where accidents are more likely to be caused, still what we see that around 58%, around 58% of the accidents are in the crash prone locations. Okay. So this is also one interesting fact. We know that accident will take place and still we have been able to do nothing. 58% accidents in crash prone sites. Crash prone locations means we know that at this location there can be accident. We know about this and still we have not been able to solve this. Okay. Still after this we have not been able to solve this. So this is one part. Like India has got the second largest road network in the entire world. We have this one point, like if you look at this, we have got the second largest road network in the entire world. We have got national highways which are 1.46 lakh kilometer, state highways which is near about 1.8 lakh kilometer, and other roads are there. And here you will find that the 63% of total road crash fatalities are occurring outside the national highways. Okay. So fatalities are there due to road design, policing patterns, and hospital preparedness. Okay. So fatalities, the fatalities which are there, it is because of road design, policing patterns, and hospital preparedness. So they are the ones which are responsible for death of the people due to road accidents. So this is one of the part. Now what should be done? What should be done? Like what should be the approach now? We know that these things are there. So what should be the approach? What should be the recommendation? The first thing should be a comprehensive road safety survey on each corridor. There are multiple areas which have been identified as crash prone areas or more accident corridors. So there should be a comprehensive road safety survey on each of these corridors. There should be identification of the prevalence of 20 recurring engineering issues. In many of the cases, we see that there are accidents. There are accidents because the road engineering is not proper. So that is also one cause. Then Indian Road Congress guidelines are also there. So they should be implemented. There should be the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway Standards. They should also be implemented. There should be upgradation of 108 ambulances. And there is also one thing that set targets so that 108 ambulances handle 75% of hospitalization. Right now, they are just doing 20% of the hospitalization. The 108 ambulance, which is designed for this purpose, are handling only 20% of the hospitalizations. So they should be made proper in such a manner, they should be audited, they should be upgraded in such a manner that they should be able to handle the 75% of hospitalizations. So this is one thing which is required in India. There is death of near about 1.75 lakh people annually. And if you look at this, we have seen that majority of the time it is not due to the traffic violation. There is a general understanding most of the time on the traffic signals, you are getting a display board, or most of the time you are getting a display board that due to driving in other lanes or due to this problem or that problem, you may get into accident. That is fine. But then government should also realize this one part, that majority of the accidents in India and majority of the road related fatalities in India are not due to rash driving or violation of traffic light. It is because of the faulty design in the roads or the management of the roads. That is the one responsible for majority of the accident. It is not the people, it is the system which is responsible for majority of the accident. And this is as per the government record. So this information is as per the government record, that what causes these accidents in India. So I hope that is clear. So this is the second topic. Now coming to the third part. The third part is related to the Commonwealth of Nations. Since Lok Sabha Speaker and Prime Minister, they were speaking at Commonwealth meetings. So let's see what is this Commonwealth. When we talk about this Commonwealth Nations, I hope this second part is clear. Road accident. Sir, can there be a system where at junction point traffics will be controlled without traffic police? Should we make road engineering like that? Of course, we can make road engineering like that. Now see, the first thing is, it is not just about the why there is traffic in India. Why there is traffic in India? If you simply say that it is because of population, then it is a partial correct thing. It is partially correct. It is not entirely because of population. It is because of the entire faulty design. It is because of the entire faulty design. Let me give you one such idea about this. When we are talking about any of the city of India, you will find this one thing. Like suppose when we are talking about Delhi NCR, you will find that there are certain locations in which most of the offices are there. Like there is one location around CP. You will find that many workplaces are there, many of the institutions, many of the things are there. CP, Mandi House and the nearby areas. Okay. Then you will find that outside CP, there is one area of Noida. Then you will find that in Delhi also, South Delhi, this is a major hub where you have so many of the offices, so many of the working sites. In different parts of Delhi, there, suppose we are talking about, let's say, the areas of Lajpat Nagar or other areas. So you will find that there are certain areas which are the hub of work. They are the hub of offices. But you will find this one thing. In these areas, people will not find their accommodation. People are not going to find their accommodation. Like suppose when we talk about Noida, there are certain areas, for example, sector 15, 16, 17, 18, etc. 15, 16, 18, etc. Now, this is one area where we have Many such hundreds and hundreds or thousands of well-known offices are there. Like thousands and thousands of offices are there. But in this area, people cannot live. Why they cannot live? This is not an affordable place. Here the rent in these areas can be something around like 30,000 rupees for a family. Minimum 30,000 rupees for a family, 30,000 rupees for a family. Plus, it is very difficult to find it also. So now, then people live in the nearby peripheral areas. It becomes a densely populated area where you will find the room rent to be around 5 to 10k or 10k average. Where you will find that on 10k average in peripheral areas, you will get the accommodations. So now people are traveling from this point toward these areas. So all the population, instead of getting dispersed in different area, is now getting accommodated in one single region. There is going to be huge traffic. And this is not the just condition of one city. We'll find in most of the cities of India, this is the major problem. Work locations are in a different area. The people's accommodation are in a different area. They are not living near to their workplace because it is simply not affordable. So they have to use the maybe their bikes, maybe their cars, or maybe public transport, maybe metros. They have to travel for very long distances. And when they are traveling for very long distances, of course, it adds to the traffic. So I hope this is one thing which you can understand. I hope now it is clear why this is not, why there is an issue of traffic in India. And when traffic is there, then there is a chance that there can be road accidents also. So now coming to the Commonwealth of Nations. Okay. So if we look at this Commonwealth of Nations, there are around 56 countries across all the continents of the world. Commonwealth of Nations is one such grouping which has members on each and every part of India, have got members on each and every oceans of India. So here you will find that like from North America to South America to Africa to Europe to Asia to Australia, throughout the world, even the smaller countries here, the Caribbean nations here, throughout the world, each and every part of the world is having at least one Commonwealth country, at least one Commonwealth nation. So you will find that this is a voluntary association of 56 independent and sovereign countries. Okay. Now, this was something which was established by London Declaration in 1949. Okay. So there is this London Declaration through which it has been established. Okay. This is something like formally, if we look at this, the formal part was done in 1949 through the London Declaration. You will find who is the head of Commonwealth of Nations. CIS total 15 है sir. नहीं, Commonwealth independent states are different. See, there is a Commonwealth Nations and there is a Commonwealth of independent states. That is different. That is led by Russia. Commonwealth of Independent States is led by Russia. That is a different group. And this is a group Commonwealth Nations. You will find that majority of these nations have been colonies. They have been colonies of UK. So British, you will find that many of them have been colonies of UK. So British monarch is the symbolic head. British monarch is the symbolic head. If you look at this, British monarch is the symbolic head of this group. Symbolic head. It means no control, just a symbolic head. No control, just a symbolic head. Okay. So this is a group which works on the basis of consensus, equality, and shared values. Okay. So works on basis of consensus, equality, and shared values. So this is one such group where there is no such dominance of one country over the other. There is no binding treaty. This is a voluntary association. Remember one thing, this is a voluntary association. There is no binding target on any of the member nation. When we talk about this group, you will find that here we have, like, according to IMF in 2023, India was having the highest or the largest economy of the Commonwealth Nations. India having an economy of around $3,740 billion. $3,740 billion. India stands at number 1 among the Commonwealth nations. Then we have, of course, UK, Canada, Australia, and Nigeria. So these are some of the biggest economies in the Commonwealth of Nations. If you look at this country, it has got near about 2.5 billion people of the world. It has got 2.5 billion people of the world. Means more than, it is like more than this 1/4 of the total population. And you will find this, we are the major contributor here also. 1.5 billion India. Just look at this, 1.5 billion is being contributed by India. The remaining 1 billion, all other country put together. So this is one power of Indian people. This is one power of our population. 1.5 billion, we are alone. Remaining 1 billion, all other nations of this Commonwealth combined together. So here also we can see the benefit of this, benefit of this large population. It is not very much important from exam perspective, but remember about this one Commonwealth nation, that what it is, how many countries are part of it. Okay. Now in this Commonwealth nations, you will find that 15 countries are there which have king as the head of a state. 5 countries have their own monarch and 36 of them are republics. Okay. So out of the total 56 countries, we have got 36 as republic, 5 have monarchical system, and 15 have the king as the head of the state. So this is one part of Commonwealth of Nations. We are the winner here. Now coming to this next article, which is related to women and MG Now what is the context here? When we talk about this MG it has provided this legal guarantee of 100 days of work, proximity to home, wage parity, and crease facilities. This was something which was being provided to women under this MG Now, here we see that women's share in total person days has increased from 48% in 2008-9 to nearly 58% in 2024-25. So if ever there was a scheme which has been able to achieve the gender parity in India, that is MG Under MG if you look at this, total person days for women stands at 58%. Okay. So here you can see that this was one such a scheme which has been able to provide huge employment opportunity to the women. This is one such a scheme which has been providing the opportunity to women. Okay. Now, this was one of the major, a critical source of paid employment for rural women. And plus here, there was a equality of pay. There was a equality of pay. So we have this equality of pay also under this MG Narega. So for the women, this was one of the major scheme in India right now. Now, when we talk about this, when we talk about the VBG Ramji, when we talk about this one act, VBG Ramji, okay. So there is this one thing, it promises 125 days of work, but it removes the statutory work guarantee. So under Manrega or under MG Narega, there was a guarantee of 100 days of work. Now it is being said that you will be provided 125 days, but there is no such statutory guarantee. There is no such statutory guarantee. Okay. So now it becomes conditional and discretionary. So this is something which is becoming now conditional and discretionary. Plus, there will also be 60 days pause period. There is going to be a 60 days pause period also under the VBG Ramji. It means that the women may be pushed into informal labor, poor working conditions, wage discrimination, and dependence on landlord and caste class hierarchies. Okay. So when we are talking about this 60-day pause, we are assuming that we are living in an ideal country, in an ideal situation where everyone is getting paid during those 60 days. If you look at this, the government has made a plan that there will be a 60 days pause during the peak agricultural season. So there is a general belief that during those 60 days, all the people do not require any such job. Now you can see that during those 60 days, many of the women who don't work in the agricultural fields or they have no such agricultural opportunity in their area, they will be going towards informal labor, poor working condition, wage discrimination, and discrimination due to landlords and caste class hierarchies. So that is one thing. What is the challenge due to a 60 days pause? So that is also one part of it. Now, at the same time, if you look at this under the VBG Ramji, we will see that women have always been treated as secondary earners, and when the workforce, when the work is scarce, they are going to be eliminated or excluded. Like during this season, during this season of leniency or lean season, when there is lesser work, women are going to be excluded. Men might be preferred. So this 100 days work, which was a statutory guarantee, removal of that has a major negative impact on women as compared to men. So this is also one part. Reduced guarantee may strengthen this existing gender hierarchies in rural labor markets. So under the VBG Ramji, wherever you have made notes of it, you can add this one part, how VBG Ramji is going to be a challenge for the women, why MG Narega was better for women, and how VBG Ramji can again cause this gender disparity in labor force in India. So this is one part. These were the articles which we were discussing today. One part related to MG Narega and VBG Ramji, one part Commonwealth Nations, road accidents, and of course the first topic which was related to why India was not invited first back Silica or Mineral Security Partnership. I hope it's clear. Any doubt in any of the topic? So today we had got all the important topics. Do one thing. After this Chabahar Port news, I have not seen that Chabahar Port news as of now, Mrityunjay. Once I see it, I will let you know. Okay. If there is any new thing, I have not seen it as of now. If there is any new thing, I will let you know in the next session. So do make notes from all these topics. All these are very crucial topics. So do make notes of them. and let's meet in the next session. Then we will discuss about remaining thing. Okay. Thank you so much, Anjali. All the best. Take care. Thank you.